大家好，我是林薇，是一位38岁大龄剩女。然后呢，我结婚要求是另外一半存款必须有1000万，年薪呢最少100万。为什么我要求会这么高呢？就是因为我嘛，没有上班，都知道嘛，我38岁了，想找一份好的工作已经是找不到了。也就是说，找一点体面的工作，人家都是35岁以下的。所以说呢，我年龄已经超过了，超标了吧？因为我以前单身的时候，就生活水平对一直都很好，对，把我的生活质量拉低了。所以说呢，我找对象的存款是一定要有1000万的，对，这样才能保证我以后的生活。而且结婚之后呢，男方的存款，对，每个月的工资，对，全部要上交给我，因为我现在是一个没有任何经济来源的，对。女人，所以说呢，我是挺害怕的，所以我觉得只有把这些东西交在我手上，我结婚我才有安全感。
我今年已经39岁了，我以前呢是学校的校花，是最漂亮的。
I'm already 39 years old this year. I used to be the recognized campus beauty in school, always one of the most beautiful. Although I'm still not married, I've always believed that I still belong to the category of high-quality young women. Many people who see me often wonder, how could a girl this pretty still be unmarried? In fact, my attitude toward marriage might be different from many others. In my opinion, marriage is something that directly affects one's happiness in life, so it must be approached with caution. I've set a few family rules for choosing a partner. As long as a man fails to meet these conditions, I absolutely will not get married. The first rule is that the man must hand over his entire salary card. A few days ago, I went on a blind date. The guy's monthly salary was 8,600 yuan. I asked him to hand over 8,500 yuan, and he immediately said he couldn't accept that. Although I was quite satisfied with him in other aspects, we couldn't come to an agreement on this issue, so it didn't work out. My second requirement is that the man must not have any debts. Whether it's Huabei, credit cards, or loans for a house or a car, any financial burden is completely unacceptable. In my eyes, any man who carries debt is not suitable to be my partner. In addition, the man must not have any female best friends, especially not be too close with female friends. That kind of man is not reliable and doesn't meet my standards for a future husband. Some people might argue, well, some women have male best friends too. But I think that's a completely different matter. My male best friend is someone I grew up with, we've been close since we were kids and our friendship is pure. I believe it's fine for a woman to have a male best friend, but for a man to be too close to a female best friend, that's something I can't accept. As for having children, I also have two very specific requirements. The first is, no kids after marriage. Because at my age, I'm already considered a high-risk pregnancy. Giving birth now is dangerous, and children would also take away attention and emotional energy from the couple, which would affect the relationship. I believe that marriage should be about enjoying a world for two. A husband's focus should be entirely on me. And then after marriage I won't do anything, not work, not do housework. If a man chooses to marry me and claims to love me, then he should let me enjoy life. If he can't pamper me and take good care of me, then why should I marry him? Lastly, there's a condition regarding my parents. After they retire, the man must take responsibility for supporting them. He must bring my parents into his home to live together and give them no less than 3,000 yuan per month as a retirement allowance. This is my bottom line. So far, I haven't met a man who fully meets these standards. I honestly don't understand, why is it so hard to find a decent person to marry these days? My requirements are already as low as they can go. So why can't I find someone who qualifies?
最近看到评论区好多人说停水停电拉闸停电
I was born in 1991. I'm 34 years old this year, unmarried and without children. Recently, I've seen a lot of people online using terms like water cutoff, power outage, and grid disconnection to insult me. I haven't bothered to look up the exact meaning of these phrases, but judging from their tone and context, they're clearly not meant to be nice. After all, people who never have anything decent to say, how could anything good come out of their mouths? There are also some comments that are even more direct, saying things like, who would want a woman in her 30s? Or men only like girls in their early 20s. Since you all claim to love young and pretty girls so much, then go chase after them. Who's stopping you? If you really had what it takes to get one, would you even have time to hang around in the comment sections of women like us, making sarcastic and nasty remarks? Wouldn't you already be lost in the sweet romance of you and your little girlfriend? Let's be honest, what's really going on is that you can't attract mature women like us, and you also can't handle those naive young girls. So you come here to vent. You think young girls are easy to fool? The truth is, they're not that dumb. You try going around in circles, and when nothing works out, you try crawling back to the so-called old women, only to realize that we're not that easy to manipulate either. So what do you do next? You start generating anxiety. You keep telling us if you don't get married soon, no one will want you, or you're getting old and unattractive, better get yourself dealt with while you still can. But we don't buy into that nonsense. Even if we stay single, we won't settle for less. Honestly, comparing people to products and saying we should be dealt with is already a form of self-objectification. I didn't even want to talk about these things at first, because what those people say is just so boring and low class. Arguing with them only drags down my own level. But there's no choice. Nowadays, as long as you speak up online, you have to face these so-called keyboard warriors. I used to think most people were kind, gentle, and respectful of others' life choices. But reality taught me otherwise. There are always people whose mouths seem dipped in poison. Even when something has absolutely nothing to do with them, they feel the need to jump out and spit filth at you. Maybe they can't do any real harm, but their main goal is to disgust you, to make you upset, to make you uncomfortable. And honestly, I am disgusted. But thinking about it from another angle, I should probably thank them. I used to go to the yoga studio and do Pilates every day, and never lost even 1 kilogram. Well, this time, thanks to them constantly getting under my skin, I've actually dropped a few kilos from the emotional turbulence. So fine, just for that, thank you very much.
作为一个38岁的大龄剩女，我可以坦白地告诉大家，
As a 38-year-old unmarried woman, I want to speak frankly to everyone. People like us are not refusing to get married on purpose, nor have we lost our longing for marriage. In fact, we still yearn for love and family. We just don't want to settle, don't want to enter a marriage with men we don't truly recognize, don't admire, or simply cannot accept deep in our hearts. So, it's not that we don't want to get married. We do, but we remain single only because we haven't met someone who is not only suitable in our eyes, but also likes us back and genuinely wants to marry us. Still, this shouldn't be used as a reason to attack us, insult us, or invalidate our life choices. Because everyone has the right to choose their own path in life, and every choice naturally comes with its own set of consequences and costs. I chose the path of remaining unmarried at an older age. Then loneliness and insecurity are things I must bear. Others may have chosen marriage, but if they're not truly happy, then that's also a reality they have to face as a result of their decision. If one day, I truly come across a man who has good character, shares the same values, knows how to care and show warmth, and is genuinely kind to me, and happens to be the type of man I like, then please believe me, no woman would turn that down. No woman would truly resist a mature and sincere marriage. Would she?
我今年33岁，工科硕士，优势大龄剩女。
I'm 33 years old this year. I hold a master's degree in engineering. From both my educational background and life experience, I consider myself a high-quality leftover woman. Yet, there are voices online constantly insisting that only girls under 25, young and pretty, are truly high quality. I disagree with that view. First of all, real marriage is about marrying a virtuous woman, not just a pretty face. As for me, I'm sensible, reasonable, respectful, with sound values and good character. If a man marries me, he's getting a truly virtuous wife. As the old saying goes, a virtuous wife brings prosperity for 3 generations. Marrying a woman with inner depth and self-cultivation is worth far more than thousands of acres of farmland. Of course, I don't deny that youth and beauty are attractive qualities. But a girl who is both young and virtuous, that's the ideal, the best of both worlds. Yet such women are rare, right? Not everyone gets that kind of once-in-a-lifetime luck. That's why women like us, who are older, are actually very good choices too. We're mature, rational, have stable values, know how to live, and more importantly, know how to manage a relationship.
真的建议女孩子要早一点结婚。到了我这个年纪，想结婚是越来越难了。
Right now, I genuinely want to give some heartfelt advice to younger girls. When it comes to marriage, You really should do it earlier. Don't be like me, putting it off until now. As I get older day by day, getting married is becoming harder and harder. I'm already 34 years old this year. I'm still unmarried and don't have any children. To be honest, I've almost accepted the fact that I probably won't be able to get married in this lifetime. Age is one factor, but more importantly, I've already missed the best years for having children. These days, as long as a man is normal and decent, he generally won't be interested in an older woman. Naturally, they'll choose someone younger. This reality makes me regret more and more that I didn't marry earlier. Honestly, when I was younger, the boys who chased after me came one after another. You could say they lined up around the track, and I didn't even glance at any of them. But now? At this age, even if I take the initiative to chase a man or lower my standards and practically throw myself at him, he won't even look at me. The difference is like night and day. There used to be a saying that if a woman goes through life without getting married or having children, then her life isn't truly complete. I didn't believe that before. I thought I could live well enough on my own. But now when I think about the possibility of not getting married and reaching old age all alone, with no one by my side, not even someone to talk to, that kind of loneliness honestly feels terrifying. I used to think I was fine spending the rest of my life alone, not getting married, not having children, just growing old by myself. But now I've changed my mind. For the sake of my parents, and for myself, I think I should still try to find a partner. Even if there's no great love, even if it's not very romantic, at the very least, when I'm old, there will be someone to accompany me, someone who can help take care of my parents, and later, take care of me too. Just like my mom always says, at your age, don't expect too much, and don't overthink it. A man who can support himself and knows to come home when it rains, that's enough. Don't keep dreaming about some rich, handsome guy. That's not realistic.
The so-called high-quality leftover woman is, at the end of the day, nothing more than a form of self-comfort, or even self-deception. If a woman is truly high quality, then why would she still be leftover? In reality, the terms high quality and leftover woman are fundamentally contradictory. If a woman really had such great qualities, wouldn't someone have married her already? Why would she still be single? What kind of woman is considered attractive or suitable for a long-term relationship? Men are actually very clear about that in their minds. You think that loving yoga, coffee, baking, travel, and fitness means you're tasteful and have a high-quality lifestyle? In the eyes of men, those hobbies usually mean just one thing: you love spending money. There's another idea. Some say older women might be past their youth, but they have money, property, and assets. That sounds like an advantage on the surface. But let's be honest, how much of that money are you willing to spend on a man? Is your property going to have his name on it? Will you share your savings with him? No. But when it comes to your debts, you expect a man to help you pay them off. Then why would men see you as an advantage? So, no matter how many assets a leftover woman has, from a man's perspective, that's not an advantage at all. In fact, her age is often her biggest disadvantage. The core logic of marriage is actually very simple. It's about love and about building a family and passing on one's lineage. As for those older single women who call themselves high quality, the reason they're not married isn't because no one chased them. It's because they want freedom. They don't want the constraints of marriage. They feel they can live perfectly well on their own, or even date several boyfriends at once, living freely and doing whatever they want. But the problem is, once they get older, their fertility declines, and their bodies are no longer what they used to be. By then, so-called freedom is no longer attractive, and to men, these women naturally lose their competitive edge. At the end of the day, age is something they can't escape from, and it's their most obvious disadvantage. That's why the term high-quality leftover woman simply doesn't hold up. So what do you think? Does the title of high-quality leftover woman come from how she defines herself, or is it something decided by the market? Let us know in the comments. Let's talk about it. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like and subscribe to our channel. See you in the next one.